the Mughal Empire in the 17th century and after. So Abul Fazl helped Akbar in framing a vision of governance around the idea of Sulaykul, ethics, values, justice, peace. These are the guiding principles in Akbar's administration or governance. This was framed with the help of Abul Fazl. What is the condition of Mughals in the 17th century and after? The same principle of governance of Sulaykul has been followed by Jahangir, who succeeded Akbar, and then Shah Jahan as well. So the administrative efficiency was excellent. They have achieved great economic and commercial prosperity. During the reign of Akbar, followed by Jahangir and Shah Jahan, the governance is mostly done on the idea of Sulaykul. So people were very happy. They had efficient administration, and that led to great economic prosperity and commercial activity during the Mughals. It is at this point of time that international travelers have been attracted by the Mughal Empire. They came to India or Akbar's empire and they were fabuled, stunned, astonished with the land and the wealth which is available here. But at the same time, we need to consider one more point. The visitors also upheld that the state of poverty existed side by side with the greatest opulence, the greatest wealth, the greatest poverty. Both existed side by side during the period of Mughals rule. There was an inequality of wide difference. The inequalities were glaring, clearly evident. The documents from the 20th year of Shah Jahan's reign show us that the number of Mansabdars were 445 in number out of the total 8,000 people. So the number of Mansabdars were reduced as the time passed by. Earlier they were 8,000 people. Now it has come to 445. This small number, mere 5.6% of the total number of Mansabdars, received 61.5% of the total estimated revenue. Out of 8,000 Mansabdars, 445 Mansabdars who are in the highest rank of Mansabdars received more than 60% of the total revenue of the taxes in the form of their salaries and to pay to their troopers. So the number of Mansabdars in the higher rank are also in high numbers. So the expenditure, a great deal of expenditure for the Mughal emperors went on for the Mansabdars, on their salaries and also for their troops and the goods. This benefited the peasants, the artisans who supplied the goods or the produce to the Mansabdars. They got that benefit. Once the salaries are paid to Mansabdars and the troops, these people used to approach the peasants and artisans and buy the product. So it has been a circular activity which was happening continuously. The scale of revenue collection was very high, that it left very little in the hands of primary producers of investments or for investment. They had very little amount. At the same time, the poorest among them were struggling for subsistence, daily needs, no proper food, could hardly consider investing in additional resources in the form of tools or supplies. The gainers in the economic world were the wealthier peasantry